Well, now it's still really early in the morning or late at night, depending on how you're looking at it. So it's very, very dark. Piché and de Jager, they couldn't exactly see their surroundings very much, not to mention the fact that it's basically dark. They have some electric. This is very cool. There's another special piece of technology that was a bit of a rock star that night, and that is what's called a ram air turbine, or R.A.T. So in case of emergency engine out scenarios, and these do happen more often than you think, there is this R.A.T. It is a small wind turbine that deploys, I think, from the bottom of the jet usually, and it's basically a little propeller that is a power generator. And so the power of the wind is hitting this little turbine, and it generates some extra hydraulic and electrical power when everything else has failed.
It gives them just enough power to have the minimum hydraulics that they need.
Exactly. And to power some of the instruments in the cockpit and so forth. So
that's wild.
Yeah. And talk about, you were marveling at the engineering of these things. There's so many things about airplanes that are just mind blowing.
Yeah.
So with help from the R.A.T.
Do you also wish, as I do, that it was an actual R.A.T. that deploys in emergencies? He has a little captain's hat on.
I do wish that.
And he really knows what he's doing.
Yeah. And he just has a hamster wheel. And that's
right.
What's generating the power.
That generates all the power. That's right.
Oh, that would be amazing. I actually wish it was the heavy metal band R.A.T.
Oh, God, me too.
And that they were on the plane and that they would just rock so hard that there was... Right? Remember the hair metal band R.A.T?
Generating power, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just need to play Out of the Cellar and everyone would be rocking out so much they wouldn't even realize they're in danger.
No, not at all. The engineering to get the band R.A.T. into the cargo hold of every airplane flight, that seems like a tricky proposition, but I'm sure we could figure it out.
It's challenging, but this is America.
Not insurmountable. Yeah,
That's right.
This is America. You're right.
That's right.
With the help of this ram air turbine, the pilots managed to bring a few critical systems back online and fly the plane by hand, but they're still dropping really, really fast with limited control and zero thrust, right?
Right.
They just is getting closer and closer, which means there is no time for caution. This is it. They have one shot at this landing. None of this is normal. None of their trajectory and descent rate and all those things, none of it is like chill. So air traffic controllers at Legis are actually flickering the runway lights on and off to help them see in the dark, which is insane. The A330 approaches Legis Airport at a very high speed and steep descent angle. Piché actually had to maintain a speed over 140 knots so that the ram air turbine would continue to function, but he couldn't go above 200 knots or the landing gear might not extend.
Oh, my God.
As they get closer, Piché realized he may have been, and this is another little tasty bit of irony, he may have been too good at gliding. Because a normal approach is you would come into the airport at 3,000 feet from when you're about 10 miles away from the runway. Piché had kept the plane up so high for so long that they were actually at 13,000 feet and now only 8 miles away. So they're too high.
They're too high.
The Piché has got some serious balls on this guy.
Dude, he's a badass.
Yeah, he decides to pull a 360-degree turn so that he could drop several thousand feet, all while de Jager is putting out the landing gear.
That is a roll of the dice because you're dropping the whole time.
With no thrust, you cannot go back up. You've got no room to go back up.
So if he gets too low, then they're fucked.
Right. But he makes this basically like a circle. And meanwhile, de Jager is dropping the landing gear. Now, this is a wild thing. Usually it's a hydraulic system that is like fully electronic and everything, and it just drops. But when you have no power, there are actually these levers or sort of like pull latches on the floor of the cockpit under a panel that you open up and you pull these latches up, and you manually deploy the landing gear.
Wow.
And it pulls these cables and it releases the landing gear. The landing gear then falls from the plane from gravity, not from the hydraulic pressure. So it's really why that's why he has to maintain a speed, because if he's going too fast, it won't. They get the landing gear out by hand in the what's called the free fall method of landing gear deployment, and down they're going. 200 knots. The plane makes contact with the runway, and it hits hard.
I bet.
In fact, it hits so hard that the plane bounces, and the landing gear and the tires burst from the impact.
Oh, God.
Somehow Pichet brings it back down, and the crew manages to keep the aircraft on the runway and bring it to a stop. And
Good
holy
Lord.
shit, we are saved.
Wow.